it's getting darker. I'm sorry. This is a thing with filming in natural light. It's up and down, the lighting. If you go through the video, it's like up and down, overexposed, underexposed. I cannot fix that. Hey guys, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before, and welcome to my first introduction of my Project Pen 2024. I am so excited to film today's video. I've been taking my time picking my Project Pen products and just like what I wanted to do with my Project Pen. So it's taking me over a month, but I finally decided on the products that I want to put in my Project Pen for 2024. And if you are subscribed already, subscribe. Okay, I quickly moved y'all because it's getting dark outside and I quickly want to film this video before it's too late. If you haven't watched my channel before, I do a Project Pen since a couple of years and I really like it. It's a really nice way for me to use the products that are in my collection and feel very much gratification and satisfaction when I do empty or pen a product. Last year's Project Pen, there are a couple of videos on my channel, so I'll link them somewhere, was incredibly successful and I was very happy with that one. The approach that I took last year was also just in general a very approachable approach. I felt like I had a good strategy to use these products and to pen the products that I had, and in the end I just had a very good system of doing so, and we ended up emptying and penning quite a few products. So I'm going to take that same approach and apply it to this year's Project Pen as well, just because it worked, so why fix if it ain't broke, you know? Last year's approach was basically using products that I do like, kind of categorizing into certain groups. So I have a group that I know are going to be easy to pen because of formulation or whatever, or because I wear them every single day. I have products that I really like and that I'm putting in the Project Pen. So by adding products that I like, I'm also making it more enjoyable for myself. And then I have a couple of products that I know are going to be slightly more difficult than others, and those are like the challenge in the project. So I've done the same thing this year, just approachable, easy, and then also challenging, and I found the mix just made the entire experience very pleasant to go through. So I'm gonna do the same thing this year. So without further ado, here are my Project Pen products for 2024. Okay, so I'm taking a few products from my 2023 Project Pen into my 2024 Project Pen. I think if you watched my last video on my Project Pen from 2023, you will have seen this palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the Soft Glam palette. Almost dropped it. So this is a palette that I'm also going to take into my Project Pen 2024, just because not every single shade in here is penned already. I had quite a bit of pens in this palette last year, but I want to continue the penning parade and pen some more of these eyeshadows. So this one is also back in my Project Pen. I'm very happy because it's a well-rounded palette that's easy to use with other palettes. And also this is one of those palettes that I like and that are approachable to use as well, because it's everyday friendly and stuff like that. So this is back in my Project Pen this year. Then two other products that are also from my previous Project Pen. This is the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Skin Tint in the shade 2 or 3, I don't know, 2, yeah, 2. And this is the Rare Beauty Positive Lights Tinted Moisturizer. These are products that I started with around November of last year, but I didn't get around to finishing them, so I'm putting them back in my Project Pen. These again are products that I find very easy to use and my skin likes them. I feel like having your concealer and your foundation match and work really well for your skin is already half battle won when it comes to Project Pen. These are easy and approachable to use, and I think they are also not the biggest challenge because I've already been using these every single day for the past few months. So then a product that is also back in my Project Pen this year is a lipstick. This is the Essence This Is Me lipstick in the shade 03 Bold. I am putting it back in here because I was taking a pause for a while, and then I was like, no, this is my challenge for this year. It was already a challenge last year, but I want to put it back in here just because I want to make it challenging. I recently did a declutter and I wanted to declutter this one, but then I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it in the Project Pen. My goal for this one is to either really see a significant usage or to completely empty it out. So It's that or it's nothing. This lipstick is back in the project pan. This is not easy and I do not necessarily like it, but this is one of the challenging products that I wanted to include. So those were all of the products from my project pan 2023 that I'm also taking this year. So those were kind of old products, but now I want to talk about some new products. Okay, so the first product that is new to my project pan collection is a highlighter. Yeah, I have to say it is a liquid highlighter. This is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid in the shade, I don't know, I think it rubbed off. I put this in my project pan because I really wanted to include a highlighter. I've accumulated a few of these typical like doe foot applicator highlighters that are very liquidy and give a natural glow. And I feel like if I don't start using these a little bit more, I'm gonna have to end up decluttering these because they have gone off. And the Catrice one is one that I actually really like, so I wanted to continue using this a little bit more. So yeah, it's in my project pan. It has a beautiful formula, very natural finish, but I will tell you all about that once I do my everyday makeup routine with these products from my project pan. I have all of the products in like my pockets because I don't have anything to lay them in front of me. Oh yeah, let's take this one. This is the Essence Make Me Glow Baked Highlighter. Another highlighter. I don't know what I'm thinking, but when it comes to highlighters, I have to do something about it in my makeup collection. I would categorize this as a product that I do find approachable, but I find it a challenge at the same time. This is a powder highlighter that is extremely subtle, and it's not necessarily the best shade match for my complexion when it comes to highlighters. As you can see, it's a little bit dark compared to my complexion, and you can definitely see that. So I kind of really wanted to use this one because I wasn't the biggest fan of it, even though I like it, but I don't want it to lay around in my collection. And like I said, I wanted to give myself a little bit more of a challenge this year, and this product is one of those challenges because it's a powder highlighter first. It's gonna take a very long time to pan, and it's gonna require like consistent use to pan this completely to the bottom. But I feel like I'm very motivated in doing so, and I feel like it's an easy product to start with, especially in the highlighter category, because it's not one of those blinding highlights that you only need the tiniest bit of. I feel like with this one, I can also use it as a very subtle eyeshadow shade. I wanted to give myself a challenge, and I think this one is probably one of the biggest challenges because I don't like highlighter all that much anymore, and I feel like I get a lot of. Next up, we have bronzers. Okay, so the next product is a product that is kind of special because I have already panned this. This is the Fenty Beauty Stalkr bronzer in the shade In the Sun, and as you can see, I have quite a big pan in this product. Now, the reason that I wanted to put it in my project pan for 2024 is because of the fact that I want to completely use this up. This is one of my challenges for this year, is to completely use up this bronzer. As you can see, I have a major pan in this. Oh, it's getting very bright all of a sudden. This kind of ticks the boxes of every single category. It's easy, I really like it, and it's a challenge at the same time. It's easy because the shade of this bronzer is something that I really like. It's very neutral, so that's just very easy and approachable for every day. It's a formula that I really like, and it's a challenge because I want to completely empty this product. So yeah, I'm interested to see about this one. The other bronzer is a little bit more difficult. This is the Danessa Myricks Beauty, what is this called again? Contour Balm, I believe it is. And it looks like this. This is a shade Light 1. And that's kind of the issue with this product. Few bronzers in my collection, if you watched my makeup declutter, you will have seen so. The issue is for my project pan that most of them have already been panned, except for the few that haven't been, and this one is one of those. This is from Danessa Myricks. I really like this formula. My sole issue with this is that it's very pigmented. I don't normally mind pigmented products. I can find a way for them to work with my complexion. I feel like the undertone is fine for my complexion. It's like olivey, but at the same time, it's a very deep olive. I think the saturation and the depth of this color, the richness of it, is not very light and I do find it just too dark for my complexion. So I was thinking about using this as underpainting in a way to really pan this. So This one is gonna be a challenge because I don't really like the color. I don't want to let this go to waste. It was quite an expensive product and I do really like the formula. It's only the color that I find a little bit So I'm gonna try and kind of save that by the underpainting and putting it in my project pen. Then I have one more base product to talk about, and that is obviously blushes. Now, when it comes to the blush category, I have a lot of work ahead of me in the coming years. I have a lot of blushes that I want to pan that are very difficult to pan. Blushes these days are very pigmented, very saturated, and you don't need a whole lot of blush to look like a clown, so it's not the most easy task to go about. I went through my blush collection, looked through it, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to go for something that is easy to use on the daily, that I know in shade and tone works for me. Especially with blush, it's something that I enjoy so much of wearing that I don't want to go for something that I don't enjoy wearing. So I went with this one. This is the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Melting Blushes, I think these are called. And this is the shade Stay Nearly Neutral. It looks weird, and that's because like it kind of flattened. There seems to be like air between the top and the bottom layer. So when I was using it and I put my brush in this, it kind of like deflated and broke off almost in a way. So it looks kind of dodgy, but I swear it's still good. I also want to use this because cream blushes go off so quickly, and I know for a fact that this one, it doesn't smell bad, but I know that it can go off very quickly. Again, the shade was just something that I felt was very appropriate for everyday wear. So this is the blush that is in my project pen. I have 2 more concealers that I quickly want to talk about. These are easy and approachable, and I want to empty them. So first of all, we have this completely botched Essence concealer. I don't even know what this is called. It doesn't say anymore. It completely rubbed off. Multitasking concealer from Essence, I think it is. This one is almost empty, so I wanted to include it in my project pen because it's almost empty and it feels like a quick win kind of to include this, incorporate it into my everyday makeup routine, and then just empty it by that way. Because the products that I use in my project pen are usually also the products that I use for my everyday makeup routine. So by including it into the project pen, it's also in my everyday makeup routine, which is gonna make me empty it out faster. The other concealer is the Clean ID Catrice High Cover Concealer. Now this is in the shade 004 Light Almond, and unfortunately it's just a little bit too dark for me, and I use it as a color corrector. I feel like it works. It's sometimes a little bit too yellowish, but in combination with this one on top or combined with it, I feel like it works out perfectly. And because it is too dark, I do want to get rid of it in my collection. So again, project pen is the best way to do so, in my opinion. So I have the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette from ABH already in the eyeshadow category. Last year, I also added a single, and I have quite a bit of single eyeshadow, so I wanted to add another one. So this year, I'm gonna add the Catrice couleur eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Frosted Bronze. It is just a beautiful, beautiful shade that I really like the look of, so I do think I'm gonna continue using this one, especially in the project pen. It's an easy way of applying some shimmer. I do like the formula, it's approachable. And when I was looking at like the vibe of my project pen, this really suited it. You'll see what I mean when I show you the other eyeshadow palette that I have in my project pen. But this is the single that I want to pen in this year's project pen. The other eyeshadow palette that I have in my project pen collection this year, apart from the ABH one, I wanted something that was slightly more fun, but still appropriate in a way that I could also use it for everyday wear. So I decided to go with the Beauty Bay Love Notes palette, and like I said before, it matches the Catrice eyeshadow quite nicely because it is quite pink toned. I wanted to use this palette because it is one of the palettes that I reach for a little bit more in my collection, like compared to other palettes, obviously the ABH one as well. But I also find it a very fun and approachable everyday palette in a way. So it has some of these shades right here. And this is a palette that I use when I feel slightly more inspired to do more funky makeup looks in a way. So now my goal for this palette is to pan 5 or 6 eyeshadows, and that in itself is going to be a challenge. Even though these are a little bit dusty in a way, they are a little bit powdery and dusty, it's still not going to make the panning process any easier. At least I think so. Yeah, it's not going to make it any easier, and I'm hoping to, like I said, pan 5 or 6 shadows, so it's going to take some continued use. But I'm just very excited to have something that is a little bit more fun and less neutral, and give myself a challenge at the same time. So this is the eyeshadow palette. I've talked so much today. It's getting darker. I'm sorry. This is a thing with filming in natural light. It's up and down, the lighting. If you go through the video, it's like up and down, overexposed, underexposed. I cannot fix that. So the final products that I want to talk about are lip products, and I have set myself a little bit of a challenge. It's slightly more challenging this year's project pen than the last one. So I have 2 glosses and I have 2 lip liners. So I'm going to talk about the lip liners first. This is the Catrice lip liner in the shade Hey Macademia Ahey. This has long been discontinued, but I still love it so much and I want to use it again. It's already like this little nub, but I want to use it a little bit more. I want to kind of empty it, you know, as much as I can. And I want to do the same thing with this lip liner from Nabla. I don't really know what this is called again, or what shade this is, but this is one of my favorite lip liners. But I feel like I have purchased some other lip liners that I also really want to start using. My goal with these is a little bit different. I want to see the progress that I can make on these in 6 months. So at the start or end of June, at the start of July or end of June, I'm gonna see where I am with this, and I'm gonna decide if I want to keep them in my project pen or not. Like I said, these are beautiful products, but they've been in my collection for so long, and I want to give them my final effort, my final dedication before I decide to get rid of these, because like I said, I've used these already so much. They've gotten so much love for me, and I just want to use them one final time before I decide to get rid of them. The lipstick is already going to be quite difficult. For lip glosses, I wanted something that was in the category of approachable, and I really like them. So I went for the LA Colors lip oil, and this is in the shade I wish I knew, Tangerine Twist. This is one of my favorite lip oils. It's so good. Let me just apply it. It is so thin, and it has a really nice almost tangerine mandarin scent, but it's not overwhelming. It has a little bit of a sparkly gold sparkles in here. It is tinted but not too much, and it feels so comfortable and hydrating on the lips. So yeah, this is just something that I wanted to include in here because I like it, and by again throwing it into the project pen, it's one product less. The other one is the Catrice Marvelicious liquid lip balm, and this is in the shade 030 Don't Be Shaky, which is me all the time. Even when I'm filming, I'm kind of like nervous. This is a nude version of this one, not necessarily in formula, but just like in the vibe that it is. It is like a liquid lip balm. It has slightly more coverage, but like when I'm doing a makeup look, or I want my lips to, if I want more of a nude vibe, I'm gonna go to the Catrice one. So those are the lip products. This one is still completely full, or almost completely full. This one I already have a little bit of progress on, but I'm excited to use these, especially in combination with the lipstick, because I feel like it's gonna be a well match. You know, they have pigmentation, but not too much, but they amp up the lips just slightly. And that, guys, concludes my project pen update, or should I say introduction of 2024. I was thinking. Those are all of the products that I wanted to introduce you guys to because they are in my project pen for 2024. In general, when speaking about my entire makeup collection, I feel like a lot of products that are in there right now are products that I like. And I feel like I don't have too many products that I really don't like anymore and that I want to use up. So I'm very happy with the selection of products that I have accumulated, collected, chosen. So I'm intrigued and interested to see where this is going to take us and how many pans and empties we can get. That said, please let me know if you want to see my Catrice new products video, because I'm very excited to start filming that one. Or if you're like doing your own project pen, what are some products that you're focusing on? Do you have a similar strategy or approach? And now I'm going to close up the video because it's getting really dark. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!